Hello. Hold on for 1 second. Okay, where in the hell? Sorry, you guys. I will be with you in 1 second. Okay. This is not going to be a long live, and I can tell you why, because I was supposed to get, that's why my live was canceled yesterday, because my internet is acting up. So I don't want to, I'm afraid it's going to happen again. They were supposed to be my modem today, but due to the weather, they were bringing me a new modem today, but they weren't able to today. So I want to be extra careful today. So how is everyone doing today? Hey, Melissa. Hey, Boston. Where the hell's my mouse? Hey, Goose. Thank you, Melissa. Jade. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm not messing with this camera today. Hold on. I don't feel like it. I really don't. Normally, I would get my camera, but I just don't feel like it. So I'm just going to use my regular camera. So how is everyone's day going? Is everyone having a good Friday? Yes, TGIF. Hey, Karen. Of course, my son had to come in here and check and make sure. The only problem with my Canon is the color. The color has to be fixed on it, and I just have to go to the right setting on it. But it's obviously better than this laptop camera, but that's okay. Once I get the color straight with my regular camera, because I'm not gonna not use it, I have to use it. I paid too much money for that thing. So yes, make sure that your chat is on live. Excuse me, which I didn't even know that you had to do those kinds of things, but apparently you do. And I need to see something real quick before I bring it up, so hold on. Darn it, I forgot to do something. I forgot to Never mind. I'll do it next time. I made an introduction video every time I go live, and I totally forgot to do it. But that's okay. I'll do it next time. I'm trying to figure out how I can put this up without... Wait a second. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out as I go. Okay, so today we are literally just doing updates, and we're just gonna do updates about certain things that I've talked about, and mostly we're gonna be talking about something. Not too much. We're not going to be talking about it too much, but we're just going to touch on some of the things that I have talked about throughout the week and last week. And I want to first talk about Britney Spears because obviously it is a victory to me personally because she is able to now hire her very own attorney, and that is huge. And the reason why that's so huge is because that was one of the things that she asked for. So that's a good sign when it comes to the judge listening to her and trying to make things happen for her. I think she definitely said a lot of things that she wanted to get done, but I really, really think that that's one of the main things that she asked for. And I just really think that things are going to turn around for her. The judge giving her that opportunity to have her very own attorney is a good sign. There was an article that I read that I want to read to you guys really quick. Hold on, let me make sure. My son is arguing with his friends on Minecraft. Whoops. Hold on. I got to change my camera settings. Hold on, because it's on my other one. Hi, everyone. Okay. Let me bring you guys in closer. All right. So I'm going to read you guys an article of what poor Britt. I'm glad she's finally getting help. She's finally getting help. But I think the most important thing is that hiring her own attorney is huge because she's never been able to hire her own attorney. Everything has been, has to be approved for her father. So that is a huge, huge accomplishment. Kimberly, Teaya, I just want to say I love coming to your channel. You bring a refreshing, honest, and intelligent element that was missing on YouTube. Sorry, I just had to get that. Oh my gosh, that is such the ultimate compliment, Kimberly. And thank you so much. That means the world to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really do. That was very, very sweet. Thank you. So I want to read an article to you guys really quick. And then we'll move on from that. I mean, I just wanted to let you guys, which everybody probably knows. Thank you, Boston. Everybody already knows that she has an attorney. I mean, it's worldwide and everything. But I just wanted to express my excitement. I'm very excited for her. This is something that she's wanted for so long, and I really do think that that is a good sign. That is such a great sign. That means the judge is listening to her, and things may start really changing for her, and I think that's awesome. I concur with Kimberly. Thank you, Karen. You guys are so sweet. I just adore you guys. A lot of people are live right now, you guys, so it might be a smaller chat, but I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. All right. So there was an article I read that I didn't screenshot, but I wanted to read it to you. I can't remember if it was from this magazine or not, so hold on. Aw. You guys are making me so happy. Okay, so I'm going to read this article, and this is from the Insider magazine. No, my hair is red. Yeah, it's red. But Boston's hair is pink. You definitely need to come on camera and show it to everybody, Boston. Okay, so I want to read this article really quick. And it's not really interesting per se. I just want to read it to you just to give you guys a more thorough look of what's going on. Okay, so this is from the Insider. It says Spears was previously represented by longtime court-appointed attorney Sam Ingham, who filed a request to resign as her attorney last week. So from what she said during her, I don't know, I guess her appearance in court, she did say that she was getting really close to Sam Ingham. However, she does want her own attorney. I feel like, who was that attorney that we were talking about? That badass attorney, Gloria Alvarez or something like that. I'm sorry if I'm probably not pronouncing her name right. However, they basically, she built a good relationship with the attorney that she had, but it is such a good thing that she was able to hire her own attorney, even though she did become close with the attorney she has. To me, Sam Ingham was still doing what was in the best interest of Brittany's family, not Brittany per se. I think he was more on the family side, the dad side, and doing, kind of like doing what was best for them, of course. So it's huge that she is able to now have her own attorney. And that's literally, to me, that at first, from doing my investigation, research, or whatever you want to call it, listening to attorneys and their opinions, a lot of them said that she probably wouldn't get out of the conservatorship. But I do feel like since the judge ordered that she's now able to have her own attorney, in my opinion, she may get out of this conservatorship. I really think so. I didn't watch Emily yet, but I'm going to watch her tomorrow and see like what her opinion is about the whole thing, because I like to hear her perspective, because she's an attorney, a badass attorney. Sorry to change the subject, back on track, promise. I feel like he resigned out of respect for her wishes, which was really sweet. Yeah. You're not changing the subject, dear. We're talking about it. Yeah, I feel like they are the one that's not an attorney that she hired. They are the ones who chose to hire this attorney for her. So therefore, I feel like he was doing what was in the best interest of the family. He didn't resign. I don't think he did. No, it did say that he resigned, but I think he resigned because he knows that Britney Spears wanted her own attorney. When you brought up my hair, oh no, you're fine. Sam didn't even file the paperwork from November until June. He was definitely on the family side for sure, and telling Brittany not to talk about things. Yeah, right. I think he was definitely kind of in cahoots with the family, trying to do the best that he could to keep Britney Spears on the conservatorship. I really feel like he had a hand in why she's been in this conservatorship for so many years. Yes, I love Emily. I've actually spoken with her before on Twitter. She's actually really awesome. She's very down to earth. And I'm all for women, girl power. I adore her. I think she's so sweet. Right. He didn't want to get the boot. So it says, Britney Spears is getting new representation. During a court hearing Wednesday, Judge Brenda Perry approved Spears, 39, and her personal conservator, Jody Montgomery's request to hire her own lawyer in her conservatorship case following the resignation of her court-appointed attorney, Sam Ingham, according to the New York Times. Britney Spears was also granted permission to hire Matthew Rosengart, whose firm has represented the likes of Steven Spielberg, Sean Penn, Ben Affleck, and Eddie Vedder. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. The development comes several days after Montgomery filed a petition for the appointment of a guardian ad litem so Britney could choose her own attorney without undergoing any additional evaluations to determine her capacity according to the court documents. In the filing, then, Montgomery and her attorney, Lorianne Wright, who is she's a snake, Lorianne, said that Spears unequivocally, I can never say that right, disagrees with Ingham's request that his resignation goes into effect upon the appointment of new court-appointed counsel. After 13 years of court-appointed counsel, she wants to select her own counsel. The document reads, at the hearing on June 23rd, 2021, Ms. Spears addressed the court and repeatedly expressed her desire to select her own counsel, without additional medical evaluation. Previously reported that Spears was in talks with former federal prosecutor and celebrity attorney Matthew Rosengart about representing her in this case. During the late June hearing, Spears said she never knew she could file or end her conservatorship, which we know she said that. I want changes. I deserve changes. I was told I have to be sat down and evaluated again, she said in court. She said in court on June 23rd. Going on to address Judge Penny directly, ma'am, I didn't know I could petition the conservatorship to end. I honestly didn't know that. Honestly, I don't think I owe anyone to be evaluated, she added. I've done more than enough, which we know that she said that. Okay. She also told the court directly that she wanted to be able to hire her own attorney, which we know that. I would personally like to actually... I've grown with a personal relationship with my attorney. I've been talking to him like 3 times a week now. We've kind of built a relationship, but I haven't really had the opportunity to have my own self to actually handpick my own lawyer by myself, she said. And I would like to be able to do that, which we know she said that. I mean, there's more here, but that's pretty much the extent of it. I feel like it's a really, really good thing that she was able to do that. Now I feel, and I'm sure it makes Britney feel more confident that this conservatorship might have a chance of her getting out of it. Okay. I don't want to say the wrong things. Of her getting out of it, I think it's more, I think it makes her more confident. I'm sure it makes a lot of other people more confident too, because, this was a court-appointed attorney. And I don't know. I just feel like he was working with the family to keep her on this. I don't think he was doing what was in Britney's best interest. So I'm so happy. That's a good thing. She's able to hire her own attorney, which is great. It's her fucking money, right? So I think that some of them should go to jail for what they've done to her. I agree, Karen, 100%. Britney has been paying for her whole family for too long. I agree. And she's paying for her family's attorneys. Like, it's crazy over something that she doesn't even want to be in. Would you want to lose Britney as a client? She's super talented and has the money to fight. I agree, Kimberly. 100%. He was supposed to, oh, never mind. I read that. Okay. So now we're going to move on and we are going to talk about, and let me tell you something, you guys. I really don't like talking about this case. I agree. I feel like they do need jail time. Um, it's definitely comparable to sex trafficking, what they have done to her. Um, I couldn't imagine. I mean, can you imagine as a grown ass woman being told what you can and can't do? You can't drive in the car. Could you imagine being told you can't have a child? As a grown woman, you can't have a child, another child with your boyfriend because it's just, it's sad. It's really, really sad. So I definitely feel like somebody should have some kind of jail time. I do find it very ironic. If you guys want to talk about that in a little bit, I find it very ironic how her mother's really fighting more and speaking up for Brittany now. Where were you? Where were you, Lynn, when Brittany needed you as a mother? Now all of a sudden you want to start speaking up because Brittany was able to be heard. Now all of a sudden you want to, it doesn't make any sense. You should have been defending her from the get-go. Now all of a sudden you care for what's in her best interest. It's really sad that so many people, this is supposed to be your family who's supposed to love you and care for you and keep your best interest at heart. And at the end of the day, every single person in her, even in her family, literally used her like a cash cow. And I think it's disgusting. But now she's starting to speak up. And I'm not saying that it's wrong that she's speaking up for Brittany, but she should have did it a long time ago. Like, as a mother, I don't know how I would feel personally having my children in the industry, the Hollywood. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I have a lot of strong thoughts about it, but I think that there should be heavier laws when it comes to children being, child celebrities, child stars. There should be heavier laws. There are just too many things going on. And there are a lot of parents out there that are using their own children for their own financial gain. And it's sad. Your own children, and something needs to be done about that. It should not be like this. And, Britney Spears is not the first celebrity to be used by her family for money, and she damn sure is not going to be the last. So that's the sad part. Your family is supposed to love you, protect you, especially your mother and your father. Love you, protect you, watch over you, guide you in the right direction. And all they have done is manipulate and literally mentally torture their own daughter and use her for money. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. So the one thing I was really happy about, because at least she admitted that she needs to continue to get counseling, because of course she's probably going to need counseling and, help for the rest of her life from what she had to endure for so long. And I'm talking about from when she started off in the industry, like, it's just sad. It's really sad. She's worked through her childhood to now for they steal her money. It's just a tragedy. It really is. And it makes me so mad. Her father was never there for her before she became famous. No, he was never there. Like, it was all her mother. And that's why it was very surprising to me how her mother really didn't do much. The only thing that I try to take into consideration is from what Brittany has said, and then from a lot of interviews, if you watch the Hulu special with about Britney Spears, they say that her father was an alcoholic and he was very mentally abusive. So maybe, and I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt here, Britney Spears' mother, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she was afraid of him and the things that he was doing. She was afraid to stand up to him for her own daughter, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you see your child being taken advantage of, like, all fear goes away. Like, to me, when it comes to your child, fear doesn't paralyze you. Like, you are willing to stand in front of anything to shield your own child from being hurt or used. So That's how I look at it. No matter who you're afraid of, you as a mother or parent, mother, father, whatever, you're always going to want to shield your child and protect your child from everything, anything imaginable that is trying to hurt them. So it doesn't matter how afraid she was. You are supposed to do whatever it takes to defend your child. I was offered some opportunities in music as a kid, and my parents said no. I was angry for years over it, but now I'm grateful. Yeah, that's awesome that you were able to have that opportunity, but in the same sense, I could see why your parents would be like, no. I can definitely see why. Melissa must be pretty talented. Good on your parents for making the right choice. It must have been hard to understand that, and that's how I look at it too. Like, I'm not saying I'm against children being in Hollywood, but there needs to be stronger laws to protect children in Hollywood in every way, shape, and form. Because unfortunately, it's sad that parents would use their own child for financial gain, but it happens every single day. And I think children need to be more protected from that. Brittany really loved her little sister when she was growing up. I hope they still have a special bond because Brittany really needs her right now. I agree, but I think that Brittany probably has a lot of animosity towards Jamie Spears because Jamie Spears has done a lot of, she has definitely been a part of using Brittany as a cash cow as well. So I hope that they eventually work it out because they were very close, but she has a lot to do with why Britney Spears was in the conservatorship for a long time as well. It's sad, but it's true. And I would have animosity towards my brothers if they had a hand in keeping me into a conservatorship and literally taking away all of my freedom. I would be mad at my brothers probably for a long time. I was pissed, but now I see I wasn't mature enough at the time. Wouldn't have been healthy for me, of course, at the time. Everything. Of course, we all think we know everything when we're younger, and our parents are always supposed to, look out for our best interest, and that's what they were doing with you. And I'm sure, because Hollywood just gets worse and worse. It just gets worse. I hope they all find a solution that helps Brittany live a better life on her terms. Absolutely. I don't think that that's what they want in reality, but I do hope that it works out in Brittany's best interest for sure. I really think that Jamie Lynn only came out recently because of the fire. Exactly. I agree, Goose. I really feel like she came out for herself. For the benefit of herself, not for her sister. For sure. So now we are going to talk about, like I said, I don't like talking about this case. I stayed as far away from this case as I possibly could. But there has been a lot of back and forth going on, like with Without a Crystal Ball and The Glare. Like, a lot of people were having issues as far as today is the day where it is officially deemed that Sophie Long is missing. She has her own money, but not like Britney Spears. Absolutely not. Like, she didn't have money like her sister. Let's put it that way. Yes, she knew. But what I will say is that I don't like that this case was I don't like that Michael Long brought this case to social media. And he used social media for his own personal agenda, in my opinion. And now she is deemed, Sophie Long is deemed officially missing. I'm going to pull up her missing report thing, the missing report, so you guys can see it. Hold on, I'm going to share my screen. They seem like such a happy family from the outside. Back when I was a kid, just goes to show you never really know what people are going through. Exactly. You never know what people are going through behind closed doors. Never. So that's why you never, ever, ever label people as perfect, because people pretend well, and it is what it is. Michael is going to make her. Is that comment deleted? I don't say that. Hold on, I gotta look at my live, because that is not the right thing to say at this time. Because what do you mean why? Well, that's not what we're hoping and praying for, and that's not necessarily true. So I'm gonna bring up her missing thing so everyone can see it, in case you have it. It's so crazy and scary to see how things have happened with MLK's. I'm really worried. I am too. I don't care if he said it. I don't care. That doesn't mean that you have to repeat it. Okay, I'm going to pull up, share my screen. Hold on. Well, I don't know if I'm going to share my screen. Hold on for a second. I just don't think that that is a positive way of looking at it. And that's very negative, and it's sad. So we don't want to hear that. Like, that's horrible. Okay, I'm going to have to share my screen. Please don't talk about foul things like that in the chat. No matter who says something foul like that, it doesn't need to be repeated. Exactly. Yeah, don't do that, because it's not right. I don't hope that either, but I'm honest and realistic. It's even, that's not about being realistic. It doesn't mean that, something bad is going to happen. We don't want to think like that. We don't even want to put that into existence. So let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick so you guys can see the picture. Oops, I just hit that person. It happens. It's okay. Boston, don't even worry. ML is going to be in a whole lot of legal trouble if he doesn't drop her off soon. I heard, and at first it was kind of like a debate going on, and it wasn't really confirmed that she was officially missing, but now she is deemed officially missing. And I'm going to bring up hold on, stop my camera for a minute. I'm going to bring up. Knock it off. I swear, my son is asking for it. Okay. I don't know why it's not going big. Did that come up? I hate this screen share thing, you guys. I really do. I hate it so bad because it's so confusing. To me, it is. Until I get used to it, it's confusing to me. Okay. Let's try this again. Whoa. Yes, whoever that person is, just keep them blocked because I don't think I liked that either. What was their name? Black Lives Matter. Like, come on. Why would you even have a screen name like that? That's kind of jacked up in a way. Whoops. I'm still here. Hold on. I just hate this freaking. JoJo's killing me tonight. Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's what it still looks like. I just cannot get used to this. I just can't. And even when I try to bring it up, for some reason, it's not staying where I put it. Yeah, I'm done with this. I'm not dealing with this right now. Sorry. I cannot. Yeah, Matrix vibes. I cannot deal with this StreamYard thing. Like before it was working perfectly fine. I have no idea why it's not working now, but I don't have time for this shit. Yeah, that was a messed up Scream name. I don't know who that was. I've never seen them before. Oh, thank you, just because. I'm sorry that I didn't see your comment. You're so sweet. You guys are so sweet. I it sucks because I want to share her picture. I know a lot of you put a 1 if you know what she looks like. Normally I wouldn't even share her picture, but obviously if she's missing and let's just say you live, around that area, you can, you know, do something about it. So that's why I wanted to share her picture. What are you doing, Josiah? Hmm? You better stop playing the drums. It's too late. I don't want you doing that. Yeah, something's wrong with this. I don't know what it is, but something's not right. Yes, Melissa, she is she's missing. Okay, so everybody knows what she looks like. I have no idea. I know which box it is. I just don't know why it's not coming up. It worked fine for me the last time I used it. I don't know why it's not working now. And it's like every time I press on something, it does that, which I don't understand why it does that. Why it's doing that, because it's never done that before. Hold on, let me see something. Well, there it is, but I'm afraid to. And then when I press on it, it does this. So am I pressing on the right thing, maybe? Oh, okay. I was doing something wrong, huh? Okay, you guys can see that. Oh, shit. Why does it do that? Like, can you guys see that really good? Or do you need for me to make it bigger? Damn shit. So I can make it bigger. Can you see that? I would get scared when my parents argued. What some poor kids go through is just heartbreaking. They can only be kids once. Sophie is being robbed of her childhood. Yes, I know. It's so sad. It makes me cry because I just don't agree. I never agreed with it being on social media at all. So anyway, this is Sophie. She's absolutely beautiful. Look at those dimples. She is so cute, I swear. But this is what she looks like, and I just want to make sure that you guys can see, so that way maybe if you live in, I don't know where she lives, but if you can read all of this down here, I think it's telling you, where she's located at, or if you see her, if you live near her or anything like that, contact the authorities. I would be so terrified of our mother. I know. You guys, it's heartbreaking. Like, and that's why I never, ever, ever wanted to discuss this. Whoops, sorry. This is why I never wanted to discuss this case, because hopefully it works again. And the reason why is because I don't think that it belonged on social media in the first place. And I just don't care for her dad. My husband says that's called infinite loop in tech speak, and he would advise restarting the computer. Oh, okay. Next time I will do that. Thank you, Melissa. Goose, Texas, but who knows where she could be? I know. Well, does it say she's 5 feet tall? That's pretty tall. Yeah, she's only 10. I never even looked at that. Yeah, she's tall. She's my height. Most of my kiddos 5'6". I remember you saying that, Heather. Yeah, she's my height. I'm only 5 foot, so she's the exact height as me. But my heart goes out to Sophie. If you're not familiar with the story, all you have to do is type in her name. It is official that she was deemed missing. I don't want to go over the specifics in this case. And the reason why is because I never wanted anything to do with the case to begin with. It is a very, very sad case of a lot of unfortunate things that didn't have to happen and shouldn't be happening to this little girl. She does not deserve this. And I think what also needs to be kept in mind is there are 3 other children that are involved in this too. She has 3 other brothers. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. And it's not up to any of us to say she needs to be there, she needs to be here. What is important right now is she needs to be found. You know, obviously everyone wants to know that this beautiful little girl is safe. And it's obvious that she's not safe. Otherwise, she wouldn't be deemed officially missing. With the ponytail, Teaya is at least 5'2". Yeah, with the ponytail, I'm a little bit taller, but I am only 5 foot. So just keep her in your prayers. Like I said, if you want to know the specifics on the case, I'm not going into it, and nor will I ever go into it, because it's just that type of case that it's sad. And I feel like too many people got involved with it. Too many people got emotionally involved in this case. And it's just toxic. And all I pray for is that she gets home safe and that she's okay. I hope she's okay. I will be praying for her. Before, we didn't really know for sure if she was officially missing because this wasn't out there. You know what I mean? But now that this is out there, she's obviously deemed officially missing. And it doesn't always work like that. Like with my son's father, you know, there's a process that you have to go through when you're going through the court system and things like that. There's a process that you have to go through before a child is deemed missing. But and people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that she was supposed to be, her dad was supposed to bring her to somebody's house or something, and he never showed up, and nobody knows where she's at. That's what's most important. And then hopefully the professionals sort out the next steps for her poor girl and her family. Yes, I feel so bad for this little girl. She definitely was forced to grow up way too fast. And no child deserves that. A child deserves to be a kid for as long as possible. And that's what my mother did for me. Thank God. May she rest in peace. But my mother always made sure that I stayed a kid as long as possible. Even when I got pregnant at a young age, being a teen mom, my mother was there for me and always told me your life is not over because you have a child. I don't know what I would have done without my mother, but a lot of this girl's childhood has been stolen. And that's the saddest part to me. You know, she shouldn't have to be forced to grow up so fast. And it's like, it's like he's missing with her. Obviously she's with her father, but nobody knows where she is. So we don't know if she's safe. But at the end of the day, there's 3 other children involved too. You know what I mean? And you have in my opinion, Michael Long has painfully showed that really he only cares about his daughter. And it's not even a caring type thing to me. It's more of an obsessive type thing, in my personal opinion. Like, it's just weird to me. Your mom was an amazing woman, Teaya. Yes, she was. Thank you, Boston. Whoops. I just wanted to put that out there. I'll put that back. But yes, this is what I wanted you guys to see. And keep this little beautiful girl in your prayers. And like I said, if you want to know like the whole story on the situation, all you have to do is just type in her name or even type in Michael Long, and you will go down that rabbit hole that you probably will wish you never went down, because it's definitely one of those cases that make you, it infuriates you in a lot of ways. So praying for her, and she's so freaking adorable. Like, keep her in your prayers, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to take that out. And then I have to do one more thing, and I'm going to bring something else up because we're going to talk about something else in a minute. Stop screen. Okay, so now we're going to get to the last parts of the updates, and then, yes, keep her in your prayers. I always love when you share the wisdom you learned from your mom. I think it always shows when someone had influence like that in their life. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Yeah, I could talk about my mom all day and all day forever.
No.
Thank you, Melissa Jade.
No, it's Teaya.
Yes, put it back. That's not yours. That's your brother's phone. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have to look at something real quick, make sure that I redacted it. So hold on for 1 second, you guys, okay? Give me a minute. Oh, you guys might still be able to hear me, but I have to make sure something's redacted before I bring it up, because y'all know how I am about doxing and all that kind of bullshit, and we don't do that over here. So stop it. Stop.
Oh no.
Then stop.
Oh my God.
Yes. What's all my recent stuff out here? Yes.
It's that ball.
Yes, it's a ball.
This is another ball.
Okay, so I gotta make up sure I'm bringing up the right screen here. All right, so now we're going to get into the last thing that we're going to talk about, which is Critical K. Now, my last video that I did was on Critical K, and it was just me going through her PDF and kind of showing you the reason why I feel the way that I feel about her. And it was interesting. It was an interesting live. And also, I went over the whole PDF thoroughly on Natasha's channel, and it's called Recline with Natasha. She went through the whole PDF, and we went through it together. So if you're interested in knowing, hold on one sec. Sorry, guys. If you're interested in seeing the whole entire PDF, definitely check out, excuse me, Natasha's channel, because I did that PDF with her. So now we are going to get into, first, we're going to get into CK's response to her lawsuit. And the reason why I want to talk about the response is because that's going to lead to the main topic. So I feel it's only right to go through her response. So hold on, let me bring that up. Okay. Let me share my screen here. All right.
Why is it messed up?
You guys might see me bring up the wrong thing, so hold on, because I have it all over here.
It's messed up.
It's not messed up. That's not going to work. You have to use wait for your other one to charge. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Oh, thank you, Melissa. You're so sweet. You guys are so awesome. Okay, so let me make sure. As you can see, I have a lot of the screenshots here. I think it's this one. Hold on.
Mom.
What? Okay, you guys, for the response, I'm going to read it on my iPad because I thought I screenshot it, but I didn't. So I'm going to read it on my iPad. No reason that I would lie to you guys. You guys know I wouldn't. So, but the other thing I'm going to bring up for you guys, it's public records anyway. All right. Okay, so Ray Andriacchio versus Critical K. And I want to read this response to you just to read it, you know. Go. All right. So, excuse me. This is the answer to the complaint. Okay. And it says, comes now the defendant, Critical K, responding to the complaint by Ray Andriacchio, plaintiff, against her dated June 4th, 2021. Preliminary statement. Number one, the defendant is an adult resident citizen. Not going to say the rest of that. The plaintiff is an adult resident citizen of Mississippi, which we know Ray is from Mississippi. Whether or not the court has jurisdiction of this case, as alleged by the plaintiff, is a matter of law, which will be determined by the courts of the United States of America under due process of law. However, the defendant respectfully asks this complaint be dismissed based on lack of personal jurisdiction. Preliminary petition to the court. Number 4. The defendant hereby requests the U.S. District Court to dismiss civil action number 321, blah, 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 on the grounds that the frivolous, she just uses, and utterly without merit, in line with several other cases that have been brought by the plaintiff against a variety of defendants merely to harass said defendants as part of the pattern of behavior that has been established by the plaintiff to bully, harass, threaten, and ruin the reputation and or finances of all those whom she perceives to be enemies opposed to her agenda to deny the official determination of self-harm in the tragic death of her son, Christian Andriacchio, by self-inflicted wound on February 26, 2014. My personal opinion, that did not need to be in there. Okay, number 5. And I also want to make sure that it is known that Critical K is defending herself against Ray Andriacchio. Okay, so number 5, the defendant hereby submits that by virtue of her deliberate and relentless public actions and statements since the death of her son, Christian Andriacchio, on February 26, 2014, the plaintiff has established herself as a public figure who cannot be defamed in the absence of malice on behalf of the defendant. Number 6, the defendant hereby refutes the allegation in the complaint that she held any malice toward the plaintiff prior to the statements she made that are subject of this complaint. The defendant has never met or spoken with the plaintiff on any occasion prior to the statements about the plaintiff that are the subject of this complaint, and has had no cause to feel malicious toward her. The defendant merely repeated public allegations made by others against the plaintiff, which have been irrefutably evidenced and documented in public domain by victims of the plaintiff's pattern of bullying, coddling, threatening, harassment, and abuse, who include a wide assortment of people, private citizens, the police, members of the Justice Department, and officials of the city of Meridian. Far from being reckless as to the facts of the situation, the defendant merely repeated the well-established facts of the situation, which have been irrefutably evidenced and documented in the public domain. On to the next. So wait, I missed that. Is this her own response, like as she wrote it herself? She wrote it herself, but I think she had some help writing it to Boston from like a paralegal or something. But yes, she technically wrote this herself. So now we are on to 8. The defendant hereby refutes that she has caused the plaintiff any emotional damage and had not already been caused by the plaintiff inflicting said damage on herself as a result of the consequences of her own statements and actions since the death of her son, Christian Andriacchio, on February 26, 2014. The commission of the tort invasion of privacy necessarily requires negligence on the part of the defendant. The defendant asserts that, hold on, let me make this bigger. The defendant asserts that she has not been negligent in regard to any alleged damage to the defendant, but rather has sought the pursuance of the benefit of the public at large in the public interest and reporting accurately on facts pertaining to the plaintiff's public statements and actions that have been irrefutably evidenced and documented in the public domain. Yes, $10 million lawsuit and no attorney. The arrogance. Okay, number 10. The complaint alleges that the defendant has accused her of bullying. Well, first of all, let me just say the title. The title of this is Bullying Intimidation. She has titles to every section. Number 10. The complaint alleges that the defendant has accused her of bullying. The defendant hereby asserts that the plaintiff has established clearly defined pattern of bullying others in the most egregious manner as fully evidenced and documented in the public domain. The complaint alleges that the defendant has accused her of intimidating or attempting to intimidate others. The defendant hereby asserts that the plaintiff has established a clearly defined pattern of attempts to intimidate others in the most egregious manner, as fully evidenced and documented in the public domain. The complaint, which is number 12, sorry, I'm not saying the numbers. Number 12, the complaint alleges that the defendant has accused her of lying. The defendant hereby asserts that the plaintiff has lied in official statements as fully evidenced and documented in the public domain, not least by members of the Justice Department. This title, Bribery and Intent to Get Other Drunk. Well, she didn't word that correctly. Bribery and intent to get others drunk, including minors. Number 13, the defendant asserts that the plaintiff's wish to bribe and get a minor drunk in order to further her ill-advised agenda is fully evidenced and documented in the public domain. The title of this, Hayes and I'm not going to say the last name, Hayes and Christian Andriacchio. Number 14, the complaint asserts that the defendant insinuated that the death of Hayes from a drug overdose was the result of medical malpractice on behalf of the plaintiff in her capacity as a nurse practitioner practicing in the mental health field. The defendant made no such insinuation. The plaintiff has been the subject of numerous complaints for breaching patient confidentiality. She has also breached patient's confidentiality in the case of Hayes by divulging what she alleges Hayes told her while under the treatment in her care. The plaintiff therefore grossly mistreated and harassed Hayes and several others of her patients by breaching their right of patient confidentiality in most egregious manner. In the case of Hayes, the plaintiff has even litigated against his estate after his tragic death on the basis of the aforesaid breach of the patient confidentiality. The public may draw whatever conclusion is deemed appropriate from the plaintiff's established pattern of abusing the rights of her patients and from her broader pattern of abusing, bullying, harassing, etc., those she deems to be her enemies. Number 15, the defendant expressly hereby denies that she stated or insinuated that the plaintiff was responsible for the death of her son, Christian Andriacchio. Indeed, she stated that Christian Andriacchio died by his own hand, which was not a false light statement of personal opinion, as alleged in the complaint, but a matter of the public record as the determination of the relevant authority in the manner. Lord, this is just ridiculous. Okay, number 16. And this is right of privacy in false light. The defendant asserts that since the death of her son, Christian Andriacchio, the plaintiff has relentlessly and continuously invaded her own privacy by her deliberate public statements and actions. The defendant has not invaded the plaintiff's privacy beyond the scope set out by the plaintiff herself. Number 17. The plaintiff claims that it is a false light for the defendant to claim that her son, Christian Andriacchio, died by his own hand. Yet such is an official verdict as to his death. The defendant has not shown, which is spelled wrong. There's a lot of misspelling in this, whatever. It's a lot of misspellings. Where was I? The defendant has not shown a false light on this or any other aspect of the situation which is the subject of this complaint. She has merely repeated what has been fully evidenced and documented in the public domain in relation to the situation. The defendant asserts that all statements she has made regarding the death of Christian Andriacchio and its aftermath have been with intent to further the public interest. Number 19, and the title is Any Other Allegations in the Complaint. For any other allegations made in the complaint by the plaintiff that have not been explicitly addressed in this answer, the defendant hereby expressly refutes such allegations and asserts that she has not materially defamed the plaintiff in any way, nor has she invaded the plaintiff's privacy beyond the requirement to serve the public's interest. Number 20, request for video recording of proceedings. As the plaintiff has a well-established record of misrepresentation of facts related to the official processes and proceedings, the defendant hereby requests that the court allow that any proceedings in the court of law be allowed to be video recorded on behalf of the defendant. While there may or may not be a written transcript made available of such proceedings, such as written transcripts will not carry the weight of a video recording to be made available in the public domain. The end. I'm pretty sure that's why she wants, I think it's Ray Andriacchio who wants the recording, if I'm not mistaken. And it just says, respectfully submitted by the defendants. And so for those of you who don't know, now you know that Miss Critical K is representing herself in a $10 million lawsuit. I can honestly say that there were some points in here that may be, that may have been okay, but ultimately there was a lot of errors in this, whatever you want to call it, in the documentation, whatever, this deposition that she made. There was a lot of errors in this response, and there's a lot of things that was and I'm not even an attorney, and reading this, there's a lot of things that she put in here that was unnecessary to put in here. That makes it just makes no sense as it pertains to the case, in my personal opinion. Like, to me, the things that I guess she's responding probably to the things that Ray Andriacchio has responded to, but her justification of it is not clear in this whatever you want to call it, in this response, in my opinion. Like, it's just not clear. So as of, I don't know, maybe a few days ago, what I just read was rejected from the courts. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. Now I'm going to share my screen and pull this up. Hopefully it works, but you know, whatever. We'll try our best. Okay. Hopefully I'm pulling up the right thing. Let me move this around here. It's just a bunch of low blows that have nothing to do with her actually defending herself. I agree. Yes, it was rejected. Everything that she wrote was rejected by the courts. And I'm going to show you guys. And 1 second, I have to move this though, because I don't even know which one it is. Hold on. There's so many on here. So hold on. I got to go and look real quick. And I will be back in 2. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the first one. Okay. So this is public record, you guys. Anybody can see this. If you want to, if you're interested in, why won't this move? Like, really? I always have to deal with this shit. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna make this bigger if I can. Whoops, I just made it smaller. Can you guys see that? Maybe make it a little bit smaller. Let me make sure that it's on here the right way. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, I'll try to make it full screen. No, I got rid of that. See, I can't see when I make it full screen. Boston. So hold on. Okay, hold on. I can't see when I make it full screen, so. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? Can you guys see that? Okay, so we're just going to show you that it was rejected. Okay, I'm looking at my tablet. How could you guys not see that? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to make it any bigger than this. Any bigger than this. Any bigger than this. Okay, so let's go over this. Okay, so let's go over this. Okay, so let's go over this. I think it's going to echo, you guys, because of what I'm bringing up. Hold on. I'm just going to pull it up, you guys. And if it echoes, just bear with me because I don't know why it would be echoing. The only thing I can think of is just for me sharing, okay? So just hold on. Okay. So this, the above captioned cause is set for. So this, the above caption. I swear I just seen an ant. Is set for, and it's driving me nuts. Okay. Telephonic Case Management Conference on August 27, 2021. So I don't know if that's going to be. I don't know if that's going to be on. What do you call that? The Zoom, like where people can actually view it, because that could definitely be the case. People can actually, I think I heard Jay for Justice say that, but it says, unless otherwise instructed, the above dial-in number will be used, and I think that's just the number for her, and no later than 21 days prior. Okay. So no later than 14 days after the attorney conference, 7 days prior, TC counsel shall submit. Okay, so here's where it says this. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay, so counsel shall submit a proposed case management order to the judge only. The submission shall not be filed with the clerk of court by the same deadline. Counsel shall also submit confidential memorandum, 3-page maximum, setting forth a brief explanation of the case and the candid appraisal of the respective positions, including possible settlement figures too. And I'm going to bring up the other one. Okay, I'm going to bring up the other one. But if you can't read it, I'm sorry. And it's just, I don't know how to work this yet, you guys. Once I figure it all out, and once I figure it out, it'll be easier. I'd be pissed if I lost half of each pairs of shoes. Oh, I'm sorry if your cat's sick. And ZK probably wrote it herself for 10. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, I'm not sure. Maybe she can't afford attorney, you guys. I don't know. I don't understand why she would represent herself. But like I said, maybe she can't afford an attorney. That's a lot of damn money. Attorneys are expensive, y'all. They are. Like, what? It's like, especially with that, a $10 million lawsuit, like, and getting an attorney, wouldn't that be like a $5,000 to $10,000 retainer fee? I know, depending upon the type of attorney that you get. Okay, I'm gonna bring up the last one real quick. Whoops. Okay, so a case management order shall be entered by the court after the conference. A uniform case management order. And the court management timelines have been developed and are available on the court's website. And all of this is available, you guys. Counsel shall use that format in discussion and preparation. The uniform local rules are also available on the court's website. So here's the thing, and this is something that you guys need to know too. Now, I don't know this for certain, so take this as you will. Hold on, let me stop my screen share real quick. So take this as you will, but what I do know is Ray Andriacchio's attorney does have the PDF. Okay. Ray Andriacchio's attorney has the PDF. So here's what I want you guys to picture here. Okay. Ray Andriacchio is obviously asking for a jury. The judge that is going to be obviously ruling on this case, if you see the stuff that's in that PDF, right? Not laughing. If someone couldn't pay it, I probably couldn't either. But then again, I don't bully around. Exactly. If you're not a bully, you wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. I mean, I guess, when you put yourself out there as a public figure, everybody can get into that position. I guess regardless, if Ray Andriacchio's attorney has the PDF, do you guys understand the magnitude of the horrible shit that's in that PDF? And I'm not trying to make this into a black and white issue, but we all know that that's what CK does. If you know what's in that PDF, but the judge is black. And imagine, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Ray Andriacchio's attorney is, but regardless, can you imagine the judge, if the judge was to read that PDF, all of the horrible and disgusting, vile, horrible things, especially the things that were said about, like the Black Lives Matter movement, the things said about George Floyd, the things, just the derogatory things she said about Black women, all of that is in that PDF that Ray's attorney has. So I understand that defamation lawsuits are very, very tough. Okay, I get it. I 100% get it. But it's not looking good for CK, and not in my opinion. She says that this is her fight for all creators. I want everybody to kind of, when I wrap, I'm gonna wrap this up, but I want everybody to kind of leave on this note. We are all free to freedom of speech, right? But we are not free to freedom of consequence. There are consequences to everything you say and do, right? There is. Like, you cannot walk around treating people any kind of way and just think that those things are not going to come back to you. Saying disgusting things and think that those things are not going to come back to you, because eventually they are, right? Oh, that sucks. I hope he's okay. I hope your cat's okay. A smart person would know when it's time to put up and shut up. I agree. Kimberly. Like, I feel like ultimately it's not looking good for her. If you're curious about the PDF, I definitely recommend going through that PDF and seeing all the horrible, disgusting things that are in there, and just the disgusting person that she is. Like, this is something that I've told you guys from the very beginning of when this started. I knew something bad was going to happen just from the way she was covering this case, and just from knowing what a shark Ray is, So ultimately, it's just, I don't know why she doesn't have an attorney. I have no idea. I guess, like I said, I'm not being judgmental when it comes to that, because I know that attorneys are expensive. They really are, especially for a case like this. It can get cray-cray, right? Like, not everybody has $10,000 to drop to an attorney, for a retainer fee or whatever it is. But what I will say is, it's obviously in her best interest to get an attorney, right? The thing is, I hope it makes an example of her. People need to quit being so damn awful to other people. Absolutely. 100%, Heather. I 100% agree with you. We cannot walk around treating people that way. And even though, excuse me, I am not at all saying that I don't know Ray's past. I don't know what she's done or what she hasn't done, okay? But I do know what I witnessed watching CK, and the horrible things that she said, and how she was going to dig up the type of parent she is, and just a whole bunch of things, what type of horrible parent she was, and almost insinuating that she had a lot to do with why she lost her son. And it's sad. It's the whole situation is sad. And I felt so bad for Ray, So ultimately, I personally think that getting an attorney is something that she should definitely reconsider. Like, the arrogance and the cockiness of her is just ridiculous. You're not an attorney. You're not even close to an attorney. And this is something I don't think she can handle on her own, in my opinion. I thought she had all these connections. Rolled my eyes so far back. CK, so screw, my God, I'd be terrified. Like I said, defamation suits are very, very hard to carry through. They are, because there's a fine line, especially when you're a creator. There's a fine line, and it's easy to cross that line to where your freedom of speech is being violated, right? But to me, in my personal opinion, and which I've always said from the very beginning, she went far beyond freedom of speech. And like I said, yes, we're all entitled to freedom of speech, but we are not protected from freedom of consequence. Like, there are certain things that there are certain lines that you just don't cross. And CK crossed all of those lines. All of those lines. It's going to damage her channel's future regardless. I'm not into cancel culture, Kimberly. Like, I just hope that she learns something from this. But it doesn't seem as though she is, because she's still saying nasty, vile things. You guys heard of what she just said about Natasha, calling her all kinds of names, talking about her looks, saying nasty, vile things. So she obviously hasn't learned. To me, it sounds as though she's gotten worse. So, I hope that something happens with this, and I hope it goes as far as it can possibly go. Exactly, Lynn. Exactly. Just like Without a Crystal Ball. And to me, Without a Crystal Ball, she was definitely proof that, she definitely defamed Tati. She definitely blatantly defamed Tati and Tati's husband, who is technically not even a public figure. See, Without a Crystal Ball, she doesn't like it when people talk about her husband, but she could have gave a shit less of the things she was accusing James Westbrook of. It was pathetic and it was disgusting. And somehow I feel like Without a Crystal Ball, hers and her defamation of Tati was worse than actually this one with, Critical K and Ray Andriacchio. But in the same sense, I don't know. All I know is it's not looking good for her as far as something she turned in was rejected. And she's defending herself. And I think defending herself is not the way to go. I don't know if she could get like a court appointed attorney. I don't know how it works, but she definitely, I think she's going to look like a clown representing herself. I don't care how intelligent that woman thinks she is. She's not as intelligent as she thinks. Because if she was intelligent, she would have an attorney. Just saying. Maybe Ray can actually use CK civilly if this doesn't pan out. With all the nurses' money is what matters most. Right. I mean, I agree with that. I'm in the same field as CK used to be in. And hearing what she allegedly did on the job infuriates me, and it's also illegal and immoral. I know, Panda Bear. It's disgusting, the things that she said about her patients. Just disgusting. Like, the way she talked about her patients was, I just think she's a disgusting human being, you guys. I really, really do. I think that everything that she does is low down, dirty, it's malicious. No matter how much I try to give that woman the benefit of the doubt, I just feel like her benefit of the doubts are up. Okay, there's no more benefit of the doubts that you can give her. Even when me and Natasha went through the PDF. Yeah, there were things that were said at an earlier date, but a majority of the things were said recently, not even a year ago. This woman is sneaky, underhanded. Everything that she is going through right now is well deserved. I have no empathy for her. When you treat people like that, it comes back on you one way or another. And just her intentions. She's just not a good person, and I can never respect somebody like her. There's a part in her declaration where she talks about having any paperwork sent to a specific attorney, so I think she actually has one, but she's trying to make it look like she's doing this alone. From what I heard, she had help from a paralegal. That's what I heard. And maybe she does have one on standby, but she's not doing a good job. I can tell you that right now. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been rejected. Yeah, it was hurtful. That's a hurtful thing to hear. You know what I mean? Like, just to talk about somebody's looks like that and talk about somebody's weight, which is beyond their control, is just horrible. And there's just so much more where that comes from, like she's hurt so many people. How many more people is this woman going to hurt? And I just feel like Ray was the last. Hey, Tattoo, how are you, beautiful? Ray was the last. I think Ray was, she's the one that handed it to her, you guys. And I don't feel bad at all. I felt so bad for Natasha. I'm so glad Natasha was able to see what a nasty person she is in general, and that it wasn't just her. Right. Yes. I mean, this woman says this nasty things about everybody, and including her own patients. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I hope she gets what she deserves. So if you guys have any questions, you can leave it in the comments. I will be happy to answer them. To all my replay watchers, I absolutely love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I know that there's a lot of lives going on right now. She has even hurt me by saying stuff about single parents. I know, Len. It's so wrong. It's so sad. She basically says single parents are in some way, shape, or form bad mothers. And yes, there was one more thing that I wanted to do real quick. I have to find the comment. I have not seen that yet. But I do watch American Horror Story. That's my jam. I love American Horror Story. Good night, Karen. But we are going to wrap this up. Okay, Kimberly, I know that they're not just directed at Natasha, but anyone. Hold on, I will look. Oh, yes, hold on. Okay, so we are going to, is Karen still here? Karen, say something if you're still here. I don't know if she's still here or not. I'm always forgetting about stuff, but if you're still here, Karen, let me know. Well, regardless if she's here, hopefully she sees this, but I know that today, Karen, Hold on. Did you guys say his name? Hold on. Well, we're going to take them a minute to honor Karen's dad's birthday. He passed away. Is that correct, you guys? So let's just raise your glass to him. I am going to get my Pepsi, which she's probably sleeping right now. I seen an ant, but anyway. You're right, Panda Bear. She could. Absolutely. Raise your glass for Karen and her dad. Happy birthday to him. We love you, Karen. And we hope you have an amazing night. Cheers to your dad. My mom's birthday is in November, so we'll have to do the same thing. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to him. And may he rest in peace. God bless you, Karen. I know it's hard. It's hard for me too. Every single day. So cheers to you. Thank you guys all for being here. Just wanted to give you guys some updates. And happy heavenly birthday to Karen's dad. And we will be doing updates like this regularly. Like whatever I cover throughout the week, on Fridays, we'll kind of do updates depending upon what I talk about throughout the week. Absolutely, Karen. You can always reach out to me or anybody else here if you want to talk. I know how it feels. And you're welcome, Kimberly. I know how it feels. And it doesn't get easier. You just learn how to cope. You learn how to cope easier, but it never gets easier. I wish that it did, but it just doesn't. So we love you, Karen. Happy birthday to your dad. Happy heavenly birthday to your dad. And I will try to do this every Friday. And I will continue to keep up with the Michael Long, and as far as Sophie, hopefully she's found. Please keep your prayers. Keep Sophie in your prayers. And also, I will keep everyone updated on the CK lawsuit as well. And I love y'all. I hope you guys have an amazing night. I might be on here tomorrow, but I'm not sure. Maybe. We'll see. And if I am, I hope to see you guys all here tomorrow. All right? Yes. Please pray for Sophie. Please.
Yes.
Shush. Because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very, very worried about her. Very worried. So please keep her in your prayers. And again, I hope you guys have an amazing night. And I will see you guys all very soon. Hopefully tomorrow. Love you guys. Purple hearts for Sophie. That's a good idea. I love y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow. So all my replay watchers, make sure you press the subscribe button, the like button, or the thumbs down button. It don't matter. It's all interaction, baby. And I'll see you guys very soon. Love y'all. Bye.